The mainstream narrative on Fauci, gain-of-function research, and the NIH has changed again. Vanity Fair published, "In major shift, NIH admits funding risky virus research in Wuhan." A spokesman for Dr. Fauci said he has been entirely truthful, but a new letter belatedly acknowledging the NIH's support for virus-enhancing research adds more heat to the ongoing debate over whether a lab leak could have sparked the pandemic. New York Post, "NIH admits U.S.-funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan despite Fauci's denials." Yahoo News, "NIH admits to funding gain-of-function research in Wuhan, says EcoHealth violated reporting requirements." So why is this important? Well, for starters, gain-of-function research involves extracting viruses from animals and artificially engineering them in a laboratory to make them more transmissible or deadly to humans. And it's been a debate since the media said that Rand Paul was wrong for this exchange earlier this year.
Dr. Fauci, do you still support funding of the NIH funding of the lab in Wuhan?
Senator Paul, with all due respect, you are entirely and completely incorrect that the NIH has not ever and does not now fund gain-of-function research in the Wuhan Institute
Do they fund
of Virology.
Dr. Barrick?
We do not fund.
Do you fund Dr. Barrick's gain-of-function research?
Dr. Barrett does not doing gain-of-function research, and if it is, it's according to the guidelines, and it is being conducted in North Carolina, not
You don't think inserting
in China.
a bat virus spike protein that he got from the Wuhan Institute into the SARS virus is gain-of-function?
That is
You would
not-
be in the minority because at least 200 scientists have signed a statement from the Cambridge Working Group saying that it is gain-of-function.
Well, it is not. And if you look at the grant and you look at the progress reports, it is not gain of function, despite the fact that people tweet that.
So
they
do
write
you still
about it.
support sending money to the Wuhan Virology Institute?
We do not send money now to the Wuhan
Do you
Virology
support
Institute.
sending money? We did under your tutelage. We were sending it through EcoHealth. Dr. Fauci, knowing that it is a crime to lie to Congress, do you wish to retract your statement of May 11th where you claimed that the NIH never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan?
Senator Paul, I have never lied before the Congress, and I do not retract that statement. This paper that you are referring to was judged by qualified staff up and down the chain as not being gain of function. Let me finish.
You take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans,
Right.
You're saying that's not gain of function?
Yeah, that is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially. You do not know.
The media really hated when Rand Paul said that. In fact, I don't even know if I'm allowed to post Rand Paul clips anymore because they seem to censor and fact check anything that goes against their agenda, no matter how accurate or factual you are. Let's check out that Vanity Fair article, "In a major shift, NIH admits to funding risky virus research in Wuhan." In that article, it says on Wednesday, the NIH sent letters to members of the House Committee on Energy and Commerce that acknowledged two facts. One was that the EcoHealth Alliance, a New York City-based nonprofit that partners with far-flung laboratories to research and prevent the outbreak of emerging diseases, did indeed enhance a bat coronavirus to become potentially more infectious to humans, which the NIH letter describes as an unexpected result of the research it funded that was carried out in partnership with the Wuhan Institute of Virology. The second was that EcoHealth Alliance violated the terms of its grant conditions, stipulating that it had to report if its research increased the viral growth of a pathogen by tenfold. The NIH based these disclosures on a research progress report that EcoHealth Alliance sent to the agency in August. An NIH spokesperson told Vanity Fair that Dr. Fauci was entirely truthful in his statements to Congress and that he did not have the progress report that detailed the controversial research at the time he testified in July. But EcoHealth Alliance appeared to contradict that claim and said in a statement, "These dates were reported as soon as we were made aware in our Year 4 report in April 2018. Who's telling the truth here? Well, it's going to be impossible to find out because if you disagree with Dr. Anthony Fauci, if you disagree with these people at all, they censor you, silence you, demonetize you, take away your live streams, and try to ruin your life. Not to make a false comparison, but I remember growing up, people talking about banning books. They would say, Hitler banned books, dictators banned books, Hitler banned books. And now in my life, it's Google, Facebook, YouTube, and politicians that are literally banning books. I have restrictions on my Facebook account right now because I did a book report on the book, How to Lie with Statistics. They are authoritarians, they are psychopaths, and they should be ashamed of themselves because they are turning into the Orwellian, evil, wicked overlords of society that are leading us in the wrong direction. So once again, who's telling the truth here? Did the NIH admit that Dr. Anthony Fauci was wrong? Well, he's not allowed to be wrong. He's the god of people who watch too much television now, so you literally can't talk about it. I remember when I posted a video of Dr. Anthony Fauci talking about masks, they took my video down, even though it was a comedy parody video. I remember reporting on this last year in April. This was a Newsweek article. In 2020, Dr. Fauci backed controversial Wuhan lab with US dollars for risky coronavirus research. In that article, which I reported once again over a year ago, many scientists have criticized gain-of-function research, which involves manipulating viruses in the lab to explore their potential for infecting humans, because it creates a risk of starting a pandemic from accidental release. But once again, one video where I included this article got deleted off of Facebook. I remember when they were censoring me for the lab leak theory, which I never fully agreed with. I just reported on accurately, fairly, and truthfully, which they hate. They hate the truth. They punished me and thousands of accounts for that, and then they eventually had to admit they were wrong and that the lab leak theory is plausible. Isn't that weird? That they won't allow you to tell the truth about something a year in advance, and it's almost like they're covering it up. Do you notice that? It's like they're a PR team or something. They're just trying to cover up information that's inconvenient to their political, medical, and tyrannical Orwellian agenda, unless of course the story gets so big that even they, the king liars of society, can't lie anymore. Speaking of a story getting too big to ignore, what's up with this Hill story? Bipartisan legislatures demand answers from Fauci on cruel puppy experiments. Our investigator shows that Fauci's NIH division shipped part of a $375,800 grant to a lab in Tunisia to drug beagles and lock their heads in mesh cages filled with hungry sandflies so that the insects could eat them alive, White Coat Waste said. Sheesh, that story might get too big to ignore. We do need some answers. But this is part of the political divide. People that are liberal and watch too much television, they love Anthony Fauci. He could never be wrong. He's perfect. I mean, he's fighting the right. And then people on the right, they love Donald Trump so much. I mean, he could never do anything wrong. And as they get you to fight each other, the actual political system that we live under is stealing our money under the guise of income tax. And after they steal trillions of our dollars, they steal our money. Democrats and Republicans are wasting billions upon trillions all over the world. Who aren't they giving money to? Is this a surprise to me that they might be doing this to puppies? Of course not. They've spent billions of your dollars in psychotic ways just like this. But nobody pays attention because they latch onto a politician like a WWE character, and then they think they're fighting each other, and the people at the top of the pyramid are probably laughing hysterically because, like the pharmacy industry, on record, they're lobbying both sides of politics, including both presidential candidates and a lot of your favorites. So until people realize that politicians in both parties are literally stealing our money, spending it on ridiculous stuff with a business model of no matter how bad they do, no matter how bad of a job they do, they get the money next year because they don't have to earn it. They're taking it from you. And God forbid they can't take enough from you. They're going to just print trillions of dollars like they did in 2020 and 2021. And then when inflation starts to hit, they're going to figure out new ways to steal your money again. And then call you a racist, sexist, xenophobic conspiracy theorist if you suggest these psychopaths stop stealing your money, because that's what they're doing. Stealing our money. That's their business model. As corrupt as Amazon is, at least they deliver quickly and you get to choose your products. You don't get to choose with the government. You pick this puppet or this puppet, but regardless of who you choose, Congress is going to steal your tax money. And once again, no matter how much they hate you and despise you, the American citizen, and no matter how egregiously they spend your money overseas or domestically, they get to take your money next year because they don't earn it. They steal it from you via the tax system. It breeds corruption, and it's one of the root level issues that nobody seems to care about. Well, on a positive note, hopefully you like this video. And if you'd like to support me, I now have sweatshirts, these Dream Rare sweatshirts for the fall and winter that actually have Anomaly embroidered in the sleeve. Made in the USA. These God is Great sweatshirts. Also, we have God is Great long sleeves and Stay Blessed long sleeves. Also, we have black beanies for the winter. Hopefully you guys get one. Maybe give it to somebody as a gift. I appreciate it extra now because Facebook took away my live streams. They don't seem to be monetizing any of my new videos, and they're doing it because I told people to read How to Lie with Statistics, and they are now banning books and banning information like psychopaths. Like in school, they taught me that Hitler did that. That's just what I learned. Now they're doing it to me. So thank you to everybody shopping at godblesshats.com and Dream Rare. I really don't care how much they censor me, how much they try to cut into my revenue, because I have a great work ethic, a good attitude, and they're never going to stop me or demoralize me. God wins in the end, and this society's not going to last if they don't stop being authoritarian, upside-down clown world losers. Have a beautiful day, and I'll be back very soon.
Brothers and sisters, we're moving up. I'll be going higher and higher. I fly like a pilot and on like the violence. I'm wildin' on fire. Baby, don't worry. You're good enough. You be looking good just the way that you are. Life is crazy, we're all playing our part.
Check out godblesshats.com or dreamrare.com, whichever domain's easier.